What's up, bass players? I'm Jesse Wood, and you're watching Jesse TV. So I wasn't planning on doing this live, but I realized something. We're in a whole new year, which means taxes are coming up due. We are officially in tax season, and there's many conversations that I've had with other musicians, not just bass players, about this whole conversation when it comes to taxes. It's something that I finally pulled the trigger on a couple years ago, which is the best decision I ever made in my entire life as a bass player. Outside what amp combo to buy, outside of what features I want on my custom bass guitar, outside of what pedals to purchase. Please hear me. Best decision I ever made was to think long term about taxes in my tax situation. So bass playing can be one of two things for you. It can be a hobby that just sucks all of your hobby money, and it's just something you waste money on because it's fun and awesome. And what's life unless you have an amazing hobby that you just waste money on, right? That's living the dream. However, if you're like me and most people, we like our bass players, I love gear. And because I love gear, I like expensive gear. I like to spend money on gear, and I love playing bass. So it really comes down to the more that I want to do it, the more gear that I want to buy, the more things that I want to do, I got to have the finances for it. And I love that a lot of what I get to do comes with getting paid. But a lot of things don't. And if you're just starting out, if you're watching this live stream now, or you're watching this video later, you're new as a bass player, it's just a hobby, you just picked it up, I want you to hear me now. And think about, if you really love bass, and this really for any musician, the money that you're going to spend and put into learning and growing in your craft, it's worth it for you to do what I'm about to tell you. What I'm about to tell you to do is to, when you think about taxes, create a single member LLC. Now, let me preface this by saying I'm not a tax professional, nor expert, nor do I play one on any sort of live television show like this one right now. Please consult a tax professional. I'm purely just giving you my opinion, my own experience, and later on in the video, I'm going to give you some personal opinions and options on things to do. And I am an affiliate with QuickBooks, but it's because of how passionate I am about this and how easy QuickBooks is. So if you click the link below and you end up using QuickBooks at the end of this video or at some point in your lifetime, I may get affiliate income, but it's just a tiny bit, but it's only because I believe in this. And this video is not about this. This video is about what I discovered as a bass player, about creating a business around you as a bass player. Especially if you're in a band. Bands, I've watched friends of mine invest lots of money in gigs, in equipment, in marketing, in posters, and tickets. And guys, I tell you this also because I am an executive in the music industry, and I help independent artists all day, every day, live this life. You need to take yourself seriously as a bass player, as a business owner. You as a bass player are a business owner. If you're doing any sort of gigging, if you have any desire to even do anything with bass that remotely could net you money in return, this is what you need to do. And even if not, I still think you should do this. And what I'm saying is this: making yourself a single member LLC, proprietorship. I don't know what your state rules, regulations are. Usually it's just filing some paperwork. You can pay an attorney to do it. It's pretty cheap. Now there's like LegalZoom and things on the internet that can really help you do this super easily. And what this does is anything, when you have a business, anything that you make into that business is profit. Anything that you spend is a loss. And those things work together. And really what this comes down to is while you're building yourself as a bass player, as you're building up, you're gigging, as if you're in a band, as you're building up shows, you want to make money. You want it to be profitable. As you're building that up, you're going to incur expenses. Now, if you don't have this set up as a business, then you can't write any of the things off. You can't deduct any of your expenses off of your tax returns at the end of the year, off of your regular income at all. But if you do this as a business, as a single member LLC, at the very least, then you can write off expenses. So if I go a whole year, like guys, I finished paying for a custom bass just last year in December. So I get to take that amount and deduct it, use it in my profit and loss, and it comes out of my gross taxable income. Now there's percentages and rules around it and all that stuff. And I don't understand and know all of the ins and outs, but this is why I use QuickBooks. And I want to show you this with QuickBooks really quickly. QuickBooks is genius. They make it super easy. You connect it to your bank account. Here's the other tip I want to tell you is that when you do this, you need to set up a separate bank account as a business bank account. You need two different bank accounts. You need one for your personal, one for your business. And you can research stuff all day on why that's important. Just listen to me, okay? Get a different bank account, attach it to your QuickBooks. And when you go to spend anything on equipment or for bass, or even if you're traveling, and this is, so for me, I do a lot for churches and in my church. So whenever I drive to church now, that money that I spend on that gas is a business fuel expense. When I swing by Starbucks on the way, that is a business meal. When I leave church and I go to lunch, that's a business meal. The mileage that I'm driving is a business mileage. This is why this is so genius, guys. You may not be making money right away, but this becomes a loss, a write-off. You can actually write this off, and you're not just coming out of pocket for your own hobbies or for your own service to your church, or volunteerism to your church, or whatever it is that you're doing. And so you get to, when you separate your bank accounts, what you need to do is, if you're not making money yet, or when you do make money, make sure you deposit it all into that separate account for the business, for your bass playing. But maybe you need to deposit money into that. You know what that's called? A owner investment. And that can even be written off. So you deposit money into that account so that you have money for your Starbucks, for your gas, for your equipment. But QuickBooks will track it like a P&L, like a profit and loss statement. And inside of QuickBooks, you can categorize. And there's a super simple phone app that you can just swipe to say that it was a business expense, and it was income, or it was this kind of expense. And guys, this has really changed the game for me as a bass player and given me a lot more money to spend on gear, because I can deduct percentages of what I spend, because it is part of my business as a consultant bass player. Anything I'm doing having to do with music, or even in church, performing arts things, I'm able to lump into this. So my business is called Wood Music Industries, and you can set yours up to be whatever you want it to be. But let me show you this really quickly. Let me go right here. This is QuickBooks. If you hit the link below, this is where you're going to end up. And actually, it'll be here for small businesses, but I want you to click for freelancers. It's super cheap. It's $6.75 a month. Here's even the trick with this. This is a business expense. Paying for QuickBooks is a business expense. So you get to even write this off, your whole cost. and you're tracking income expenses. You can capture and organize receipts. Now, I honestly don't even save any receipts. I just categorize all my stuff. This is really something you'll probably only ever need if you're paying with cash or if you get into a risk of being audited. But it's such a small, low cash flow business that it's probably not in any danger of getting audited. You can maximize tax deductions. You can even send invoices and accept payments. So you can really present yourself as a professional here. You can run reports, but here's the thing too. You can track your miles, your trips. There's apps out there purely for tracking mileage. Guys, if you have those apps, get rid of them. Unsubscribe from those apps. Save that money because QuickBooks does this automatically. And like I said, you connect your bank account. It pulls all of it in. You don't have to be the experts. They keep everything organized, and 98% of customers agree it's a simpler way to manage their business. It's true. Guys, to be honest, I actually get paid money to run QuickBooks for other people because it's that easy. I've actually turned running QuickBooks into a side way of making other money. This is kind of crazy. And you get to create invoices and track mileages, everything that I've told you. You get to check it out. If you want to check it out, click the link below. This is not a paid commercial for QuickBooks. They're not giving me anything extra for doing this. This isn't really about QuickBooks. It's really about you as a bass player being smart and thinking ahead. And even worship leaders, lead singers, guitar players that I talk to, you are a waste. Every time you spend money on gear, you travel to a gig, you are wasting money. You're throwing money out the window. You're flushing it down the drain. If you have not set up yourself as a single member LLC yet, you're wasting money. And here's the good news about it being a new year is that as long as you file the paperwork and get it all official by December 31st, 2021, you can have acted like and ran this as a business the entire year. So you don't have to wait till you get the paperwork and decide your business name and all that stuff to start this. You can get QuickBooks right now. You can open up another bank account, or even if you use your primary account right now, QuickBooks will let you categorize this was business or this was personal. You can start that way. I started that way, but guys, I'm fortunate enough now that my business is completely self-supporting. I'm not making a lot of extra income with it, but the gigs and things that I'm doing cover all the gear that I'm buying and all the fun that I'm having. That's the point of this. And at the end of the day, I get to write a lot of it off as expenses. And I'm an entrepreneur. I don't punch a clock. I don't report to work for anyone or anywhere. And that's the point of this video, is to help you guys think ahead of this thing. This coming Monday, I'll be talking to bassist Jordan Wright. He's a bassist in an incredible band. I'm super excited for it. You're definitely not going to want to miss it. It's airing live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He's in Central Standard Time, so it'll be 8:30 at his time. Don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this show. My goal with Let's Talk Bass is to just add value, to be a resource to the bass community, and to bring us together. Guys, bass players, we're way cooler than people know and they think, and the only ones that know it, sadly, are us. But here I am. I want to bring you in. I want to highlight you. I want to talk about how amazing you are. Let me know. Put in the comments if you are a bass player. Let's chat. Or even if you just know a really awesome bass player and have experiences with a good bass player, let's hang out. Let's talk. If you've got tips and tricks, there's things you've learned along the way, tips, tricks, successes, or screw-ups. I want to hear some stories. Guys, I have wasted a lot of money in gear in the past. And another side tip, here's a tip. Reverb.com. I think I have a link in the description too. Reverb.com. You can buy and and get great prices on gear, but you can also sell. So I've been working on my ambient bass pedal board for years. So I bought a lot of things that didn't work, and I got smart and I started selling things on Reverb, making money that way. And being a business, I can put in my EIN number and all of that. It becomes income, becomes profit, it becomes loss. I can write off things. And so if you get smart, you can turn this bass playing hobby of yours into something that will really make you money, or at the very least stretch your money so you have more of it to use for supporting this amazing hobby and lifestyle as a bass player. So that's it, guys. Tune in Monday with bassist Jordan Wright. It's going to be awesome. I really hope that this helped you. If you have any questions, let me know. JessieTVBass.com. You can stay in the loop on anything and everything that's coming up. And check out the links below for all the resources that you need. I got an hour-long soaking ambient bass coming up probably tomorrow, off of the last one I did called The Way Back. I've got the hour-long soaking version of it. So anyway, that's it, guys. If you love this, feel free to hit the like button, hit subscribe if you want to stay in the loop. And as always, actually, I don't know why I'm saying as always. There hasn't really been an as always yet. But starting now, from now on, be awesome and play bass. I'll see you next time.